Aloha Gemini, and welcome to your tarot reading for the week of August 10th through the 17th. We're going to dive right in, but before we do, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. I have the fresh promo code for the month of August down in the description box below. You'll also find the link to our Patreon. I post almost every day over there. We have a good time, so go and check it out. You'll also see that we have a weekly podcast called The Siren Circle. Every Sunday, we dive deep into a new topic, so I hope to see you there this weekend in the circle. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into your reading for this week, August 10th through the 17th. We're going to start with the overall theme or vibe for the week. We'll move into any potential obstacles or challenges. Then we'll shuffle to see how we can overcome those challenges or obstacles. We'll get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit might have for you. And since everybody loved the affirmation cards for the August forecast readings, we're going to do an affirmation at the end of this video as well that you can use for this week. So make sure you hang out and get your affirmation. With all that being said, we have our love oracles. We have our general oracles. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. What's happening in terms of love, emotions, and relationships for all of you Geminis this week? Make sure you're watching your sun, moon, and rising signs so you get a nice full overview of what's going on for the week. Let's go ahead and see what you have. You have a bonus card. You have two cards. You have career and finances. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, which this card, when it comes out a lot of the times, I always tell people, like, this is not the week to focus necessarily on, like, your relationships. Like, if you have a ton of stuff going on in terms of love and having to be there for all your friends and having to show up for your family, like all the relationship stuff, this is that card of telling you, kind of saying, like, slow down on all that and focus in on, like, what your goals and priorities are this week, because more than likely you have an opportunity for a lot of personal growth. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you have this calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Some of you have been trying to call a soulmate connection in, and they're on the way. So again, don't focus too heavily on that this week. Trust that your affirmations, your visualizations, all the manifestation work that you've done is working because they're coming in. Some of you are already in a relationship, and maybe you just needed this confirmation that they are maybe a soulmate connection for you. Now, obviously, if you are in a relationship and things are a little bit back and forth, maybe a little bit toxic, I wouldn't necessarily say that is a soulmate for you, okay? And if you know in your heart if it is or if it is not this soulmate connection that we are talking about here, okay? Maybe for those of you that are dealing with that, we shift into worrying about our own projects this week. Let's go ahead and see what general oracles can add to the overall theme and vibe, okay? Let's go ahead and see what we got going on. What do we got going on here for the general? We have time to decide. Who else had this? I think Capricorn. Make sure you're watching all of your signs and your placements, okay? Because there's a lot of overlapping cards this week. We have time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's truest desires. Another decision based on how you feel, not necessarily what makes sense. I'm going to be honest though, being a fellow Gemini, I don't think it's very hard for us to make decisions based on how we feel and not necessarily like what our mind tells us. I think Gemini, naturally, you have this sort of fun, lighthearted energy in general that it makes it easy for you to be like, if I had to choose this or this, which one makes me feel better, right? And I think for a lot of the time, it's easier for you to make decisions based on your heart's desires, but some of you might have a little bit of confliction this week of just making a decision in general. Sometimes that time to decide card comes out when there's been indecision, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a two of swords come out here, but I digress. Let's go ahead and see what Tarot has to add to the messages this week. What do we have for the overall theme or vibe for the week for Gemini? We are asking Tarot to bring forth some more messages, really. We have the Sun card. Overall theme and vibe this week is enjoying the last couple of weeks of summer, the official summer season at least. The Sun card comes out and says that there's a lot of happiness and joy and growth around you. Take advantage. I think sometimes when we see the Sun card come out, there's also that energy of like, have you been spending time in your sun, right? When we talk about your sun, it's like things that make you happy, things that make you feel fulfilled, things that just make you feel like you're having personal growth and joy and all that sort of, lighthearted energy. I said lighthearted twice already during this video, so maybe there's also that energy too of like not taking things so seriously this week. Shift your focus on your own personal goals, your personal dreams, what it is that you would like to really create in your life. Because when you have the Sun card come out as well, it's like there's an opportunity for real growth here. And I even mentioned that with the finances and career card. It's like shifting into what your goals are. Like, what are you working on? What are you trying to create? What are your big plans? Because there's a lot of movement here for growth or opportunity for growth. And I think that growth leads to some happiness for sure this week. Don't let indecision stop you either. Let's go ahead and get the potential obstacle or challenge for the week. I think it's going to have something to do with this having to decide card. I'm asking universe and spirit, what is the potential obstacle or challenge for Gemini this week? You had 2 cards come out. Let's go ahead and see what we got. We got the 2 of Wands and then the Knight of Pentacles. 2 of Wands is similar in a sense of like, we are kind of looking out into our horizon, trying to figure out where we're going to expand. The number 3 is where expansion happens, but you see here in the 2, he's standing like on this, it's almost kind of like a lanai in this castle that he's built for himself. And he knows that he's comfortable here. Like, this is a comfort zone card. You're in your comfort zone. You feel comfortable with what you've done in your life so far, but there is also this like itching energy of saying like, eventually I'm gonna wanna do this. Or eventually I want my life to look like that. Or I would like to maybe expand at some point in this direction. And so I think getting very clear on what direction you do want to head in this week is really going to help you make some of these decisions that you might be faced with towards the end of the week and maybe even getting into next week, okay? The 2 of Wands very much is figuring out what direction you want to start expanding into once the time comes. And I think you've been sitting in 2 of Wands energy for a little while now. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reversal as well. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. Look at him. He's just sitting there. He's like this. He literally comes in so slow. But he brings in this pentacle that if you take this pentacle, it's almost guaranteed to grow. So him being in reversal almost kind of tells me that, like, you know, I think for a lot of you, he's already come into your life. It took some time. You're just kind of holding this pentacle now. When you see a reversal in a tarot reading, it can represent something that has already happened, or there might be a slight challenge or obstacle. This has already happened, I think. I'm going to be honest. I think for a lot of you, you're holding this pentacle for expansion. You're holding this pentacle for growth. We just haven't planted it yet. Decide on what this pentacle is and plant it, okay? Allow yourself to start moving into the expansion time or the expansion season of your life, because the sun is here. You have that finances and career card. Your soulmate is coming in, or they already have, but there's still that energy of like having to make this decision and allow yourself to plant the seed that very slow Knight of Pentacles brought into your life. You have the 8 of Cups in reversal on how to overcome the challenge or the obstacle. And honestly, the 8 of Cups in the upright, it represents the need to walk away from something, like something that was never going to fulfill you. But you've already walked away from it. Gemini, I think you're blocking your own blessings here this week. There's this energy of blocking your own blessings this week. I think for a lot of you, and I want to get the extra messages as I shuffle. I want to get the extra messages and shuffle as I say this. I'm getting very tongue-tied because I'm thinking 1,000 miles per minute. And more than likely, that's also the energy that is here this week for you. I think you got a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of stuff that you do want to maybe do. You got to make a couple of decisions here and just start doing it. This is the energy of like, just do it. Okay? Stop fighting between what you want in your head versus what you want emotionally versus what your gut is telling you versus what you saw over here and what you researched about yesterday. It feels very much like make a decision here and stick with the decision just for the day. It doesn't have to be forever, but when you wake up in the morning and you have an idea, do that idea. Then the next day, if that idea worked out for you the day before, you can keep doing it. And if it didn't, you can go with another idea. I just feel like there's this energy of like, make a decision for the day. Make a decision for the day. Let me go ahead and shuffle here. I just feel like maybe some of you are blocking your blessings because we have to make the decision. We just have to start making the choice to start expanding. We have to get outside of our comfort zone. We have to allow ourselves to start planting those seeds, allowing them to grow, and know that the things that we have walked away from in the past, we've healed from it, okay? We've released it. We're ready to go. Your spirit team is telling you, take some time, turn your focus into your goals, your dreams, okay? You do have Temperance, which is wonderful. This is a divine timing card, but outside of the divine timing card, Temperance does come out and say everything makes sense now, okay? Like everything is coming full circle. So some of the things that maybe, you did hold off on doing, it makes sense this week on why you held off on doing it. Also, too, she's the alchemist in the tarot deck, so she really can see, take a negative situation and turn it into a positive one, right? Being able to see the silver lining or the blessing in disguise in things. So that's extra messages there. And then you also have the King of Wands, and this is the king of just do it. I think that's going to be the title of this video. Just do it, Gemini. Like, just make the decision. Just focus in on what your goals and your dreams are. Where do you want to expand? What seeds are you planting this week? Make that choice, make that decision, because in the past you have made those decisions. You've walked away from things that were not in alignment with them, and it ended up being fine. You created a new space of security, right? Your security box. But now it's time to start expanding. Let's go ahead and see what affirmation you have. What is the affirmation for Gemini this week? I am protected. You are protected, Gemini, as you start moving forward on this next part of your chapter, on this next part of your journey, as you're planting these seeds at that very slow night brought into your life. You got a couple of pentacles here that I think you've been sitting in a space of not really making any major decisions or movements for a little while, but it is good because you gave time for that knight to come in. He came in very slowly, but he brought you a couple of pentacles. Go ahead and plant them and know that you are protected as you do so, okay? Say this every day for this week, the 10th through the 17th. I am protected. Know that you're protected. And Gemini, it's time to do it. Step into your King of Wands energy. Get confident, get motivated, get excited for what's to come. Focus in on your goals and dreams this week and start planting those seeds, okay? If you're still watching this video and you haven't liked it yet, consider liking this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. It's free for you. It helps me out. We love making new friends here. And like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to get a personal reading, I left all that information down in the description box below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to let you get back to your day. I will see you again next week. Aloha.